When a normal parent dies, people grieve a bond. But when the narcissistic parent dies, you grieve a battle. There is a complete underbelly of grief that no one that has a normal parent will understand. And people with a narcissistic parent, this level of grief, the feelings that you feel, is highly taboo. And most people don't want to say these things out loud. My name is Ja. Welcome to the scapegoat. So, my narcissistic mother passed away a few weeks ago. And yeah, she was a narcissist. She was not clinically diagnosed, but just based off my experience and research. And I'm no psychologist or psychiatrist or anything, but yeah, I'm going to peg her as a narcissist. So, shortly after her passing, I realized that my grief was different. My thoughts from even the first time I received the news, they were just different. Like I felt a new emotion every time as the days went on. And I know that there are different levels of grief, but I don't think that this is normal. My relationship with my mother was everything but normal. So every time that I felt a new feeling, I decided to write it down in the moment and to share those raw and uncut thoughts with you all. So let's get into it. One of the first feelings that I felt when I first received the news was shock and disbelief. Um, I was completely shocked. I absolutely could not believe it, and I cried. I broke down. I definitely cried, but it wasn't like a sadness like, "Oh, what am I going to do? My mom died." It was more so shock and disbelief. Like, did this really happen? Is it really over? Is this the end? It was like at that moment I really realized that it was no hope. No hope of ever getting an apology, no hope of that light bulb moment that my mom would just finally get it and apologize to me, confess all of the wrongdoing and the harm that she caused me over the years, and that she would hug me and I would forgive her, and that we could just be the perfect mother daughter relationship and ride off into the sunset. It was no hope. It was gone. The relationship, it was what it was, and it was over. That's a really hard pill to swallow. Um, yeah. So the second emotion that I felt was anger. Um, yeah, it was anger, but it was like a quiet anger because I work in a salon environment and I hear a lot of different women speaking about, getting married and having children and the things that their mother is doing for them that a normal mother and daughter relationship and dynamic, is supposed to be. And I just feel like a deep anger and a resentment. Not more say, not so to speak, a jealous anger of like the other woman that's speaking, but more of a deep anger and a resentment within me because it's like, how dare you ruin my life and then just go rest in peace? How dare you not be the mother that I needed and be there for me in the ways that I needed you and that I wanted you to be? How dare you not give me these experiences that these other women have and that other children have who have normal functioning parents? How dare you just leave like that? It's like somebody like trashing your house and then they just go home and sleep peacefully, and then you got to put everything back together. You got to clean up the walls, sweep up the floor, just do everything. You will never get and never have the parent that you wanted and most importantly needed. And that can make you very, very angry. The third feeling that I felt was untraditional grief. My feelings were very complex. Like, if you tell someone, that you lost your mother, they're like, oh my God, that's like devastating. Like, moms is like top tier. That's like, I mean, if you're religious, that's right under God. What are you going to say if something happens? Oh God, my mom. You know what I mean? Like, That's the highest honor in society, right? Being a mother. But you don't feel that way. Your feelings, they're different. You feel different emotions. You feel sad. You feel anger. You feel shocked. And you may even feel relief. That's like scary. But it's like now you got to pretend that this person was so great and that they were a good person. And you got to say, find positive things to say about this person that terrorized you for years and probably a little bit before you passed away. They might have said something to you that morning before it happened. You never know. And then you got to hear all these people say all these things about, this person that was so manipulative. And then you just look in to see how they successfully manipulated all these people. And, you just sit there in silence and you simmer and you get like a double dose and a double hit of just how fake and manipulative this person really was. Like, you can't speak about that. So you just sit there and simmer in silence. Um, I don't think this is really an emotion, but it kind of goes into the last emotion or feeling pretty much that I experienced with the untraditional grief. So I guess this is an honorable mention, but I'll say number 4 is having more lies and schemes exposed. It's like the middleman is gone. So now you can talk to all of these people that you were triangulated against, your siblings, your, different family members, friends, people that just knew your parent, your mother, your father, your parent. And you're like, wow, they really painted me this way. They were really out here setting up whole narratives about me. It's like crazy because it's like a double slap in the face. And it's like all you can do is shake your head because you can't ever confront them. They're gone. It's over. And that's like a crazy feeling because it's like it's just it's a crazy indescribable feeling, you know. Depending on, how your relationship was with this person before they passed, they if you were no contact or not, I was no contact with my mother for 3 years before she passed away. And I felt that I had successfully ridded myself of the family system, the toxic family system, meaning I was just starting to be able to move forward in my life. I moved to a new city and everything like that. And now this whole ordeal is just taking up another layer of mental space. Like infiltrated my mind in a way that I just cannot explain. Like I am completely consumed, you know, for probably about 70% of my day. And it's really led me to be apathetic. And I'm not even that kind of person. My thoughts are consumed. It's hard for me to focus. It's been hard for me to focus. I had a meeting at my son's school and I'm just like, face palmed and just unable to focus. Like I was going in and out. Small talk and cordial conversations and interactions, they just don't matter to me now. I work at a salon, like I said, and one of the clients is like, oh, chitter chattering about something that was just so small and insignificant. And I almost told her to shut up. Like it just doesn't matter. My thoughts are so consumed. I'm dealing with so much. And then on top of that, if it's your mother or parent, you may be responsible for actually putting together the arrangements for this person. So, on top of this weird grief that you're feeling, on top of these responsibilities for having to bury this person, and to live your own life and to sort out, just your own feelings from the past and things that you're feeling. This person is just chitter chattering about something that is just so insignificant to you. You just almost are so overwhelmed and consumed with grief that you just stop caring. You become apathetic. I would say the last and final feeling that I have felt that has been the worst for me, that made me feel the absolute worst, um, was hope. It was hope. Um, I felt hopeful. I felt relief. I was hopeful that I could have a relationship with my family back because, like I said, I had gone no contact. And, certain things just can divide a family, going no contact. People in your family, they may be flying monkeys, they may have different relationships with your narcissistic parent. And sides will be chosen. And sometimes you may have to leave people that you truly care about behind in the going no contact for your mental health. And I had to do that a lot. And honestly, um, my family isn't fighting right now. I actually feel very hopeful that I'm able to repair a lot of relationships, and you may feel that too. You may feel hopeful that you can repair your relationships with your siblings. I pray and hope that the damage isn't irreparable with your family, because this can really take a toll on a family. The narcissism, the things that they do, and the webs that they have, weaved with all their manipulation and triangulation and just bag of tricks and all the things. Um, but yeah, you may feel hope and you will feel relief. Um, After all this is said and done, I actually feel optimistic about kind of mentioning a family vacation, not immediately after, but maybe, in the near future or something. I've been in a new city, like I said, by myself, with just me and my child, and I don't have that family system. I don't have those things. So maybe that's still the naive little girl in me, wishing, praying, hoping that I will finally have the family that I never had. We may, after these arrangements are done, disperse and never speak again. But I do have hope and I feel relief. I'm hopeful that I can make up with my family that I lost for years. I feel relief that I can finally live my life fully and unapologetically. Like, I'm able to achieve my wildest dreams without guilt and having to shrink myself because of my mother's disapproval or not wanting to, just her disapproval. I'm gonna be honest with you, scapegoat. You may forever have a broken heart. You may forever feel a void, but I want to let you know, I'm here to let you know from personal experience that you are not inherently broken. And I know that's easier said than done because you may have so many broken pieces of yourself. It's like a puzzle, and you may feel like some pieces are missing, some pieces made and slid under the couch or the table, and you got to get down in there. You got to get deep. You got to get your hands and knees dirty, and you got to get in there, but you will find those pieces and you will put your life back together at whatever stage you are. If you are in the thick of it with the narcissist and then they just passed away untimely, if they were on their deathbed and they passed away and maybe you got to say your goodbyes, but it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. If you were possibly no contact and they passed away unexpectedly or expectedly, you will be able to put your life together. Life will go on for you. Most important is, if you have a good support system and just positive outlets. Now, I know I just said that I'm out of touch with my family, but in this new city, I have been able to slightly, very small, begin to just piece my life together and build a positive support system and mainly positive outlets. I'm not gonna lie. I used to try and fill my void by being promiscuous and emotional eating, but I had to do a lot of self work. I had to learn self love. I found positive outlets. Like I said, I can't stress that enough. And I learned to pray to the one that I rely in, the Most High God, my Lord above. You may be religious, you may not be, but you have to find something for you, something that's positive that will allow you to let these feelings out, whether you need to talk it out, whether you need to get physical, whether you need to cry it out, but you need to get it out. And, um, you know, with those positive outlets and that support system, you can build your life back. You'll be able to build, the boundaries and just learn different ways to truly protect and respect and just love yourself. I had to do those things. The reason why I'm saying that and that this kind of triggered those thoughts in me was because this whole ordeal has triggered a deep emotional need for physical affection, like cuddles and hugs. I need to be hugged. And it made me realize why I was promiscuous when I was younger. Because in the past, when I didn't get the love that I deserved or needed as a growing girl, I looked for love in all the wrong places. And I know that, as an adult woman, that is not it's not good, and it has its own set of problems. And that's why positive outlets are important. That's why I stress positive outlets. Um, this channel is talk therapy for me. I've also picked up soccer, and I found that working out helps me a lot because physical affection, or just physicality, is my love language. If you haven't picked up on that by now, so I need to physically let things out. But you just figure out what works for you. You will be able to put the pieces together in your life. I'm gonna be honest with you though. It's a great heartbreak. It's one of the greatest heartbreaks that you will ever feel, regardless of your relationship with a narcissist and where you were. Um, I'm not sure that I will ever be okay as far as I'm not sure that I will ever be okay, but I know that I will be okay. And you will be okay too, because you the scapegoat. It sucks, but we built for this. You done fought many battles and you done came out stronger every time. Congratulations, scapegoat. You are finally free. My name is Ja. So please